Hi again. Kenneth Scott Latourette, A History of Christianity, page 393. The Conversion of Bohemia and Poland. Simultaneously with the rapid progress of conversion among the Scandinavians, some of the largest groups of Slavs were being incorporated into Christendom. We have noted the labors of Constantine and Methodius in the second half of the 9th century, the winning of Bulgaria with its predominantly Slavic population, also in that 50 years, and have hinted at the activities of German missionaries among the Slavs of Central Europe. By the year 900, Christianity was strong in Moravia. The 100 years between 950 and 1050 witnessed the adherence to the faith of the two largest Slavic states in Central Europe, Bohemia and Poland. The conversion of Bohemia was in part through the impulses which stemmed from Constantine and Methodius, but was chiefly from Germany. Famous near the beginnings of the church in Bohemia was Vaclav, better known to most of us as Wenceslas, who came to the throne about 923 to 924 at the age of 18. A Christian, profoundly religious, he is said to have been a builder of churches, generous to the poor, ardent in his personal religious devotions, to have worn a rough shirt under his royal robes, and to have remained a virgin. He was a tributary of the German king, and under him German missionaries entered. In 929, while on his way to Mass, he was murdered by his brother, Boleslaw I, and an anti-German, anti-Christian reaction ensued. The combination of his piety and his tragic end made of Vaclav the national saint. In the latter part of the century, the climate again changed in favor of Christianity. Boleslaw II, the son of the murderer of Vaclav, reigned from 967 to 999. In contrast with his father, he actively encouraged the spread of the faith. It was under him that the nominal conversion of Bohemia was substantially completed. He founded monasteries and built churches. Otto I was a power with whom to reckon, and it seems to have been at his instance that the initial bishopric in Bohemia, that of Prague, was created. The first bishop was a Saxon, and the second, Adalbert, although of Czech blood, was related to the family of Otto I, had been educated at Magdeburg, the seat of the bishopric, which that German ruler had created as a center for missions among the Slavs, and was strongly committed to the Cluny movement, with its strict standards of Christian living. He made himself unpopular by attempting to raise the semi-pagan life of his flock to the level advocated by the Cluny reformers, and was martyred in 997 as a missionary to the pagan Prussians south of the Baltic. By that time, Bohemia was regarded as a Christian kingdom. The conversion of Poland. To the north of Bohemia lay Poland, that region whose absence of clearly defined geographic boundaries has rendered it the tragic victim of its strong neighbors. Here, as in Bohemia, Christianity entered partly under the pressure from the Germans. Also, as in several of the lands which we have noted, its progress was associated with the growth of centralized political control by a king, and that is, centralized political control by a king, and was opposed by those local magnates who wished to preserve their independence and who associated it with the pre-Christian order. We do not know exactly when the first conversions were made among the Slavs of the region, which we know as Poland. In the second half of the 10th century, a Slavic prince who ruled over part of the area accepted baptism, perhaps through the influence of his wife, the sister of Boleslaw II of Bohemia. He was forced to recognize the overlordship of Otto I. In 968, a bishopric was created for the Poles at Poznan, that is Posen, and its first two incumbents were Germans. The great growth of Christianity in Poland was under a son of this prince, Boleslaw Chobry, the Brave, who reigned from 992 to 1025. Boleslaw brought together one of the largest states of the Europe of his day and sought to strengthen the royal authority at the expense of the local magnates. He encouraged missionaries. When Adalbert was martyred by the Prussians, he had the body brought to Gniezno, that is Nason. That city was soon, in 1000, made the seat of an archbishopric. The brother of the martyr was put at its head, and 3 suffragan sees were created under it. Thus, the Church of Poland was given a hierarchy, even though that might be inadequate for so large a realm. The creation of these bishoprics was at the initiative of the imaginative young Holy Roman Emperor Otto III, grandson of Otto I, but the suggestion may have come from Boleslaw, for the act made the Polish Church almost independent of that of Germany. After the death of Boleslaw, what might have been anticipated took place. A revulsion set in against the royal authority and the faith which was so closely associated with it. For a time, the kingdom of Poland broke apart. Churches and monasteries were burned, and bishops and priests were either driven out or killed. While the work of Boleslaw was never completely undone, for several generations, the Christianity of the country was on a low level. Bishops were too few, and their dioceses too large for adequate administration. Next time, the conversion of the Magyars. I'll put in a link to our playlist, going back to near the beginning of this book, A History of Christianity by Kenneth Latourette. See you next time.